Hey everyone, and welcome to Boss Advisory. Today we're going to talk about why reading is important. Why should you read a book? I'm almost positive you'll recall popular TV series Kyle XY, which debuted on television in 2000. Matt Dallas played the main role. The major focus of the story was a bright youngster who lived in an incubator tank that resembled a womb in every way. He had been able to memorize entire books' contents for years just by turning their pages. Although the show was abruptly cancelled by ABC, the majority of the audience was teenager, drawn in by the protagonist's superhuman reading abilities, who desired to acquire them. However, reading could be a difficult task for many people. They would prefer to spend their time doing things that don't demand as much mental effort. However, very few people are aware that the movie was based on a book, and even fewer would have read the book. So, why is this? Why would some people prefer to watch TV or mindlessly scroll through their phones instead of reading for a few minutes in 2017? According to a 2018 study, an estimated 24% of the adult Americans didn't read any part of a book. As shocking as this statistic is, before we look at the reasons why people don't read, let's take a look at some of the benefits of reading. The survival and existence of the human species has depended heavily on reading. It is how people share information and ideas. We have made improvements in the domains of technology, medicine, and engineering through the cross-pollination of ideas inferred from reading widely. The development of the internet has made life easier for us. While it may seem acceptable, we may now watch how-to videos rather than read to master a specific topic. It's crucial that we don't overlook the basis on which these things we appreciate were created because it makes them more accessible. Reading is not the only method of learning. However, it is still very important. The following are some advantages of reading more. Increases your vocabulary. Have you ever struggled to find the appropriate words to explain yourself? Reading can help you develop a wide variety of vocabulary that you can use to express yourself on a daily basis. According to a 2019 Cengage survey, 69% of employers are more likely to recruit candidates who can communicate effectively. Nobody wants a worker who would not have the appropriate words to say at the appropriate time or who would not have an appropriate remarks. Reading books is the most reliable approach to become familiar with words as they change because new terms are always being added to the dictionary. The easiest approach to improve your exposure to new words is to read more. Most of the new words won't be taught to you via shows or sitcoms. In general, writers employ language more precisely than entertainers. It stimulates your mind and improves your mental health. Reading keeps your mind active and enhances your mental wellness, which helps to delay cognitive deterioration. Age may be a factor in that. The ability of reading to prevent sickness has not yet been established by studies. Studies on Alzheimer's disease have revealed that older readers maintain and even enhance their memory, preventing memory loss that comes with aging. Your brain gets stronger and healthier as you read, much like a muscle. More work you put in. Similar to how reading engages the mind, puzzles and games do the same. Additional sources of cognitive stimulation exists. Reading books and magazines will help keep your mind active, according to advice from the National Institute of Aging. You wouldn't want your mind to develop into the devil's workshop as you age, or bored to death with you. It makes you more empathic. Studies have shown that readers of fiction novels have followed the lives of people exhibit a heightened capacity to empathize with and comprehend the thoughts and beliefs of others. Reading can aid in the development of the empathy needed to relate to those who are suffering or in need of you. You cannot read about the genocide in Rwanda and not feel compassion for the victims. Nor can you read about wars and continue to believe that fighting is a good way to resolve conflicts. Reading can be transformative. A rising number of academics have found that reading changes the mind and ideas propelled by a book. Reading has been proven to aid with stress reduction, and many individuals have had their lives completely changed and put on a new track. Ben Carson's gifted hands profoundly altered my outlook and way of thinking in high school. Reading helps in stress reduction. This is crucial for those who believe reading is stressful. A 2009 study on impact of humor, yoga, and reading on students' stress levels was conducted by researchers. The research found that reading for roughly 25 to 30 minutes reduced heart rate, blood pressure, and psychological discomfort in a manner similar to how humor and yoga did. So, as you can see, reading is not stressful. Rather, your attitudes toward it are. A depressed mind might escape their problematic environment through reading fiction and find solace. Reading helps with depression. Depression is alleviated by reading. Alarmingly, the number of suicides and deaths from depression is on the rise. A depressed mind might escape their problematic environment through reading fiction and find solace in a place where they feel appreciated and safe. And if done repeatedly, it can assist them in starting to perceive reasons why they can get out of whatever circumstance they find themselves in. It gives you access to other people's thought. To achieve any type of genuine growth, ideas must be gathered from the past and present, and the pros and drawbacks must be balanced in order to produce something genuinely exceptional. This has been crucial to many advancements we've made in a variety of industries today. No thought is wasted. Be it a success or failure, you now understand the benefits of reading and why you should urge others to do the same. Encourage children to start reading rather than play video games all day long, in addition to the advantages mentioned above, to help them develop discipline. They will be better able to negotiate life and lay the groundwork for endurance if they develop discipline early. So, how do you go about creating a reading habit? You can start by altering your mentality by carrying out the straightforward procedures listed below. Change your mindset. Many people are discouraged from reading because they think it's unpleasant or tough. Yet, that couldn't be further from the truth. You will find reading to be not only fun, but also a way to relieve tension once you discover the value of books for learning and development. But first, you need to identify a topic that actually interests you. Read books that you are interested in. A work of fiction or a book of inspiration that you can identify with are ideal places to start. Like the book by Ben Carson. I once read that it only takes one particularly strong piece of writing to make you fall in love with anything. So, if the idea of reading a book seems intimidating, start with articles, blog posts, and other shorter forms that interest you. Set aside time in your busy schedule to read for at least 30 minutes each day. A habit can be developed over time by persistently doing something for as little as 30 minutes per day. You might read as many as 3 books every month before you know it. Always keep a book with you. You can start reading while waiting in line at the airport or while riding a cab. There are now ebooks. Create a low-cost library on your smartphone to make it easy to carry your books anywhere. Now, let's examine some of the typical excuses given for not reading. No time to read. Understandably, this happens for most frequently. Everyone is occupied. You have mountains of obligations that demand your attention, including your job, domestic tasks, parental duties, and a million of other things. Additionally, you only have 24 hours for them every day. Reading can take a lot of time, and some books have thousands of pages, making it so difficult to read in a single sitting. So why even bother? Reading can be a lot of hard work. For many people, reading can be very challenging. They become discouraged since reading seems like a lot of work, especially when the books are enormous adult dictionaries, absorbing the tens of thousands of pages of challenging words. What's the point if it has a movie? It used to be true that when a film adaptation of a book has been released, the book is statistically more likely to receive less attention. The majority of people would prefer to watch Game of Thrones episodes than read the novels. Nothing to gain from reading. People frequently cite the belief that reading is a waste of time as justification for not doing it. They think there is nothing to be gained by reading. Reading books in school was the sole way to gain benefits like passing tests, graduating, and landing a job. Other than that, they see no value in books. Poor concentration. They have terrible concentration and perceive little value in literature. It is common knowledge that individuals are easily sidetracked. And it's not hard to understand why we have the attention span of a goldfish when you consider how pervasive cell phones and other contemporary technology are. People who struggle to focus will find it challenging to fully immerse themselves in reading because daily tension and anxiety can cause your thoughts to wander. So it makes sense to want to move on to something else that don't demand prolonged periods of focused attention. Lack of support in childhood. People who don't read typically come from homes where their parents didn't read and didn't encourage it either. But this doesn't have to be the case. My uncle taught literature, and his children grew up surrounded by an ocean of books by Shakespeare, Thomas Hardy, Ernest Hemingway, and others. Having no source of entertainment other than classical English literature at an early age made them develop a lifelong love affair with reading. In conclusion, the knowledge contained in book pages serves as the cornerstone for all the advancement we have experienced to date. It is safe to state that one skill you must learn is reading. Start living now, even if it's not your natural stage. If you want to get ahead, try your hardest to develop this behavior. The majority of the world's most accomplished business people and leaders have a voracious hunger for reading. According to the rumors, Bill Gates reads up to 50 novels per year. Mark Zuckerberg reads a book every 2 weeks, while Warren Buffett reads 5 newspapers and more than 500 pages of reports per day. So, who knows? Reading might be the key to getting into the billionaires club. Thank you guys so much for watching Boss Advisory. And if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe, give this video a big thumbs up, and hit the bell so you get notified on every new incredible content we make for you. Have a wonderful day and see you on the next one.